All right, so we're coming out of Dundas West Station, and we're heading south, straight south.
Yep.
So if you're unfamiliar with this area of Toronto, and I know a lot of people will be watching this particular episode are, Dundas West generally runs east to west, but right here it crosses Bloor Street in a north to south trajectory, right? So it's actually coming from the southeast, turning north, crossing Bloor, and then continuing northwest.
Right.
So when we come out of Dundas West Station, you're walking straight south, and this will become Roncesvalles, provided we continue to walk straight south. And that's where we're headed. We're headed to the Roncesvalles corridor, which happens to be a really great walking street that no one really knows about. It's a hidden gem here in Toronto. And to kind of illustrate the fact, I did a Google search on the best walking streets in Toronto, and it came back with the usual suspects. Let me get to it here.
Whoop! I'm getting eaten by some wasps over here.
So it suggested Yonge Street, which I'm going to tell you right now, it's a bad suggestion.
Yep. I kind of want to know how old these suggestions are too.
Well, it's based on Google AI, right? So it's going to look at the majority of answers coming back from Google, and a lot of them are going to be very old because at one time, yes, Yonge Street
What's happening?
was a great place to walk. And let's be honest here, saying Yonge Street's pretty vague.
Yeah.
Right, we're talking about the longest street in the world. When it says Yonge Street, it used to mean from Yonge and Bloor south.
Yeah, basically.
But if you walk from Yonge and Bloor south now,
It's not enjoyable, that's for sure.
it's not enjoyable. Most of the storefronts are closed. There's a lot of construction because storefronts are becoming condos. You have a lot of homeless that congregate there because of the dead storefronts. There's not much going on.
No. No.
It's suggested Yonge Dundas Square. That's not a walking street.
Nope.
It's a stop.
Right.
And it's a stop worth doing. And for your information, it's no longer called Yonge Dundas Square. It's actually called Sankofa Square now. Who knows why?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it suggests Queen Street West. Queen Street West still has
Some pockets that are nice, but it's
interesting
not as
areas.
good as it used to be, that's for sure.
not nearly as good as it used to be, but it's good for some sort of like alternative shopping, you know, smaller shops. There's a few main labels that are there, but it's not the greatest.
Nope.
Then we'll get into Ossington Avenue, which is like the hipster area.
Which is awesome. Honestly, little cool pubs, little tiny mom and pop shops. So
Cafes.
still has a really awesome vibe near Ossington.
Right, so that one's worth doing. You got Chinatown,
Which
everybody
always-
knows what Chinatown offers. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
but it's always worth doing. And then
You got Yorkville, which is the upscale, expensive area. If you're into high-end shopping, that's where you go.
yeah,
Then it suggests places like Harbourfront, which is great in the summer.
yeah. When there's things happening, when there's not much going on, it's
It's a bit
just
of a dead walk.
it's a dead walk, but it's a nice walk.
Hyde Park, or Edwards Gardens, if you want to see some nature, which is
Worth it.
right? And then you got places like the Annex, which is okay, but too spread out in my opinion. You got the Bay Street corridor, which has a few interesting restaurants and bars, but not much else. Like, that's what it suggests. It didn't mention Roncesvalles.
I'm surprised it didn't even mention Kensington Market near Chinatown.
I think it includes.
Yeah,
Kensington
but
Market is
Kensington's kind of its,
part of Chinatown.
but it's its own thing, which is kind of strange. Anyways, Kensington's a shout out. You got to kind of do that too.
Yeah, essentially you can do that and Chinatown together.
Yeah.
So here's where Dundas West starts to go back to the east-west route.
Yep.
But if you continue straight, this is now Roncesvalles.
Roncesvalles. Yeah.
Roncesvalles was kind of known as the Ukrainian center of Toronto for the longest time.
Yeah.
But now there's a lot of new businesses that have moved to this area because it's an emerging market. Once you've crossed over to Roncesvalles, it only takes about half a block before you begin to realize that things are looking a little bit different here. It starts to have that sort of small neighborhood feel within a big city, and that's one of the things I really like about it.
There are a lot of cool independent shops. You won't see too many big box stores on Roncesvalles. There's a tiny little bike shop, pubs that have been here forever, even some independent cinemas.
As I mentioned earlier, Roncesvalles was a primarily Polish and Ukrainian neighborhood, and that was the kind of restaurant you found here. But Roncesvalles has changed. It's become a very modern neighborhood with a multicultural flair, and every restaurant you can think of is available here. You want Mexican, you've got it. You want Italian, you've got it. You want Nepalese food, you've got it. It's all here. And if you got a sweet tooth, they've got you covered as well. So definitely check it out if that's your thing.
Right now, everybody's looking to buy Canadian products, and they want to support local businesses. This strip is chock full of mom and pop shops that sell practically everything because this area isn't close to any major retail centers. So they cater to the community for absolutely everything.
Now, one of our favorite places to visit while on Roncesvalles is near the south end of the strip. It's called Jewel Envy. It's actually a jewelry studio and a trade school, so to speak. It's where you can learn to make your own jewelry, design your own jewelry. And some of the top students are actually able to sell their designs in the store itself. So it doubles as a retailer, but for very specific, very unique pieces. And some of the instructors have a collection of items that they always have on display there that they're always adding to. So if you want to find something that's truly unique, a piece of jewelry that you can't just walk into a department store or your typical jewelry store and find, this is a place where you can find something that really speaks to you or speaks to the person involved that you'll be giving it to, because they use some very interesting materials, some precious, some semi-precious, but the designs are unlike anything you normally come across. Some of them are maybe a little bit out there for some of you, and then some of them might just hit that perfect sweet spot where that's the kind of thing I've been looking for quite some time. Now, it's not exactly cheap, but it's not that expensive either, and you have to remember that you're buying something that only a few items of that particular style will be made. And this is the only place you can actually get them, right? So it adds a certain exclusivity to it that you can't get from your typical store, and the store itself is just a fun place to visit. I would definitely check it out if you're on Roncesvalles, and spend some time talking with the people there, because you might be able to find out a little bit about your own jewelry that you currently have.
One of the reasons we decided to walk down Roncesvalles was to check out the number of independent grocers, delis, butcher shops, and convenience stores that are on this strip.
Yeah, I was surprised with actually how many there are. It seemed like every half a block we'd come across another deli store or another grocer, and all of them had something kind of cool inside.
Yeah, I work for a butcher shop that is expanding into grocery, so it was interesting for me to take a close look at what these stores had to offer.
I was actually surprised that a lot of the grocery stores had like a little tiny section of hot food, and a couple of them even had like one or two tables that you could sit
Inside
and enjoy something in a tiny store.
Yeah. We talked to a few store owners and managers, and some of these stores have been here for like decades, while a few others only launched after the pandemic. Whether old or new, each of these stores had something special to offer.
Yeah, I found that the older the store, the more kind of nostalgic it was. It generally carried like a couple of them had those little jars with candies in them that you just don't see anywhere anymore. Whereas the new stores were really modern, really nice, really well put together, but both of them had their appeal.
So if you're someone that likes to find the perfect preserve, interesting pastry, or stock your kitchen cabinet with assorted crackers and sweets, I suggest you pop into a few of these stores and see what they are stocking on their shelves.
Yeah, we actually bought some stuff.
We did.
We tried Turkish Delight Now, to be honest, we've been to Turkey recently, as
Yeah,
you know.
it wasn't good.
It wasn't like the Turkish delight you get in Turkey, but still, you can't complain. It's what you get here in Canada.
We really enjoyed our walk, checking out all the interesting places. No matter what your hobbies are, you are sure to find something of interest, even a good cup of coffee.